on this planet in this moment as a collective, many people are following the collective trend of ascension because of fear, So many people are stuck into the third dimensional realms of existence, and they are afraid actually to fully let go of what they are perceiving as being reality in order to synchronize with Gaia, if that makes sense. So I will explain. The collective consciousness on of this planet is following a pattern of ascension, or is on a grid of ascension that is very different than actually our planet. This is so interesting, right? We think that we are kind of doing the same thing, but it's not. So how the collective is ascending based on the systems of beliefs and conditioning layers and realities that the collective is creating. When we are plugged into the collective reality, then our ascension is following that trend, it's following the energy and frequency of the collective. So if you want to create your own reality, you have to disconnect of that. And there are two ways. You disconnect and you create your own reality and you follow your own ascension process, or you disconnect and connect back to Earth, connect to the light body of Gaia, and then magic happens. This is where everything starts to incredibly synchronized and aligned, because you are not doing this on your own. It's like it's in another collective. Gaia as a consciousness is incredible wise. This planet knows how to exist and how to change and she's creating on her own timelines, for newer timelines as well. So in the process of ascension, normally people are staying here in the collective, because they are binding each other, they are staying close to each other because so much fear. Then when we start awakening and we start to fully integrate higher teachings and we start to integrate aspects of our soul, we are disconnected of the collective grid and we start the journey on our own. When we are, feeling that, whoa, I'm alone in my own reality. There are not so many people around me that, can connect to these frequencies. Am I going to be alone for the rest of my life? There are not so many friends, because this is when you disconnect, you start co-create with your soul, with your higher consciousness, with your higher self. And then, when you take this journey and you fully surrender and you fully trust and you start to embody aspects of your consciousness in this body template, in this physical body, then you have the opportunity to go to the next level. And the next step is to start to understand how to plug into the light body of Gaia. And this is where the new earth is created. The new earth is not in, each individual holding the timeline or the vision or of the new earth. And yes, this is part of the process, but it's not the process. It's just the first step. The second step is, creating these realities based on frequency alignment and, people to start gathering on the frequency bandwidth, in densities, in higher densities. Because everyone is awakening, they are in different densities, they have different journeys. Then the second step is to connect into coming together into the same frequency bandwidth reality. When you start to meet, hey, a new person, it's like, hey, you are like me. We are on the same frequency. We are resonating here. There is something happening, right? And then the next step is for us to start understanding and connecting to Gaia and the light body of her, to her ascension process, in order to hold new, more light, in order to understand, how she is ascending, in order to receive this frequency with more ease and grace in our physicality, especially the photonic light frequencies that are coming. And because what's happening, there is an intake, the frequency is coming on planet Earth, but also Gaia, she is emitting frequencies. And, you all heard about human resonance and how the Gaia is moving and how the frequency of the Earth is changing. So we are receiving frequencies from above and below. So we need to be completely plugged in, not only in the higher realms and understanding, photonic light frequency and knowing how to navigate the solar flares and the solar storms, but also to understand the frequency and receive everything that is coming from planet Earth. And when we do that, this is where we are fully in our heart consciousness, in our heart space. We fully put all these two frequencies and we are here. We are not leaving the body anymore. We are not going out or we are not going down either way. We are finding our center.